this recipe you will need some passata, some fresh mint, some apricots, some almonds, olive oil, butternut squash, garlic, cumin, ginger, paprika, harissa paste, some courgettes, a red onion, red pepper, chickpeas, honey, Greek yogurt, and finally you'll need some grated cauliflower. Hi, I'm Korin, I'm 26 weeks pregnant and I'm going to make a recipe now for the second trimester of pregnancy. So throughout all of your pregnancy you need to make sure that you get plenty of iron. So with that in mind, I'm going to make a chickpea and apricot tagine. When you're kind of eating lots of plant-based iron supplements, you need to make sure that you include lots of vitamin C because that actually helps to absorb the iron. So I'm using chickpeas in this recipe. For some reason I've gone off meat completely. Well, not completely, but I'm preferring vegetarian food, so I thought I'd do a vegetarian dish. So with my chickpeas, to make sure that I get the vitamin C intake as well, I'm going to use some red peppers. I've chopped up all my veg already, and also some cauliflower. I'm going to make cauliflower rice. If you've not had this yet, I recommend you try it. It's really, really good. So we're going to get started. So in my pan, I've put a bit of olive oil in here. I'm just going to whack that heat up a fraction. Got some butternut squash already chopped up. You just want to cube it like that. Pop it straight into the pan. And as I say, done all my little prep in advance, just to make it nice and easy for us. Got some red peppers, so that's your vitamin C. More vitamin C in red peppers than there are in oranges. Everyone just thinks oranges straight away, that's where you get your vitamin C intake from. But apparently there's more in red peppers and in cauliflower as well. So red onion I've gone in with there, and we're going to go in with some courgette, which I've just cubed up. So lots of veg, lots of goodness going in. I'm just going to give that a good mix. You start to hear those nice sizzling sounds straight away, which is what we want. So I've got a few spices which we need to add to the mix now. So I've got some paprika. Now this is actually really hot paprika, so I'm not going to put too much in, but if you use normal paprika, you could use 2 teaspoons of that. I've got some ground ginger and some cumin there and some garlic. And I've just realised, God, how big is that garlic clove? That's massive. I think maybe that will count as 2. But I'm going to put my spices in first because you just need to make sure that they cook off whilst you're doing the vegetables. So we'll pop those in. I feel like a proper chef having them all organised. Mix. You can always add a little bit more olive oil as well into it. Harissa paste. Love this stuff. This is good. This is good stuff. I'm going to add about a big teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. Doesn't seem like it's enough. There we go. And some Rennie honey. Add a little bit of sweetness. That should be about 2 teaspoons of that, tablespoons rather of that. Let's make it nice and sweet, obviously. Going to bring lots of flavour to the dish. God, this smells really good already. Okay, so I'm just going to let those spices just cook off for a couple of seconds. And then from here, we need to add some garlic. Got my garlic crusher. Right, as I say, this garlic is pretty big. I think I'm going to just chop off the ends a little bit as well to make it a bit easier. Wow, that is massive. All right, I'm going to stick that in. Crush. You can get so much flavour from all these spices that we're using. Now, usually a tagine, you might want to do a slow cooked tagine. That's how they're usually done. But this is fairly quick. Again, when you're pregnant, you really don't want to be cooking for a long amount of time. You just want recipes that are done, I'd say maximum half an hour. And this is probably around about that mark. So mix my garlic in. Again, it's smelling really nice. Quite happy with that already. Okay, so from this point here, we need to add some passata. So that's just 1 carton of passata in there. I'm going to pour that in. You might need to add a little bit of water. In fact, we will add some water. Definitely will add some water. And then my chickpeas. So they're going to go in as well. And finally, my apricots. Now, apricots are really good. They're a great source of iron. I forgot to say that at the beginning, actually. So chickpeas and apricots, fantastic source of iron. You can eat apricots throughout the day as well to top up your iron intake even more. I'm going to add a little bit of water to this jug. There we go. And then I'm going to pour that into my casserole dish. And I'm just literally going to leave that now. So we're going to leave that for about 20 minutes at least. All the vegetables want to cook down and you want the sauce to reduce a little bit. So we'll come back to that in a moment. So whilst it's cooking nicely, we're going to make the cauliflower rice now. So I'll just swap over, take that onto the back. Now, I'm going to use some coconut oil. My good old trusty coconut oil, which I absolutely adore. So just a little bit of that in there, melt it down. Now, to make cauliflower rice, I've used my Maggi mix here, and I literally just shred the cauliflower through and it comes out super easy. But if you haven't got one of those or a food processor or anything, you can just grate the cauliflower and it comes out pretty much the same. So you're going to fry there are a couple of ways of doing cauliflower rice actually, but I'm going to fry mine today. So I'm going to pop it straight into frying pan with my Lucy B coconut oil. I must admit, cauliflower hasn't got the nicest smell, but it tastes really good. Okay, and I'm just going to give that a little toss around. Oh, we've got a big piece. Don't want that in. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that piece of cauliflower, and I like to season it just a little bit. Give it an extra touch of flavour. And it takes minutes really, so that'll be done, say in about 2-3 minutes. Taste it as you go along and see what you think. Okay, so that's my cauliflower rice, that's cooking. Now I'm going to prep. Well, I've actually prepped already, I might as well just show you here. I've toasted some almonds, some flaked almonds, just in a frying pan like this. You don't need to put any oil in at all because they've got natural oils in, and that just releases as it cooks. You want them to go nice and golden brown. They're going to go on the top of the dish at the end, as is my little yoghurt. I'm going to get rid of that spoon, get another one. Couldn't be simpler. Fresh mint, just chop it up nice and finely like this. Some Greek yoghurt. I've used full fat Greek yoghurt because, hey, we're pregnant, we can eat fat. Actually, fat is good for you. It's better than eating low fat stuff. In any case, pregnant or not pregnant. So don't be shy of having a bit of fat. Good fats, that is. Mix it in. And that is my topping. All done. So we're just left waiting for our tagine now, and we'll come back to you when that's ready. Yep, that's perfect now. So I'm going to take that off the heat. I'll move my tagine forwards and taste it. Well, no, I won't taste it. I'll give it a little stir. So the sauce is starting to thicken now a little bit and reduce slightly, but it needs to cook even more. So those vegetables are nice and soft. So we'll put the lid back on and we'll come back in a sec. So my tagine's been cooking for about 20 minutes or so, and if you've got a casserole dish like this, you can pop it in the oven. Works just as well. You want to make sure that the liquids reduce a little bit and that the vegetables are nice and soft, which they are. That's looking good. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to plate up some of that cauliflower rice, which I made earlier. This is looking good. Just a little bit of that to the side. And then my tagine. Now, if you have meat lovers in the family, by all means, add them a little bit of roasted chicken on top of this. It's worked really well. You can just do a nice veggie dish like I'm doing here. Put some of our minted yogurt on top. It's a nice cooling effect. And I've got some toasted almonds as well, which I might as well use. Put those over the top. And there we have it, my butternut squash, apricot and chickpea tagine with cauliflower rice.